Gear up for Sports Talk on the South Carolina Radio Network. It's your final word on sports all across the state. Be a part of tonight's show. Call us at 800-956-7266 or email talkback@sportstalksc.com. Now here are your hosts, Phil Kornbluth, Kevin McCrary, and Tom Hayes.
Our confidence is going up, but, Coach has been preaching that, we want this one as bad as we wanted the first one. We want this one as bad as they want this one. So, we're going to go out there and prepare like we did all offseason and last week and, hopefully come out with a W on Saturday.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome into Sports Talk, South Carolina Radio Network, here on a Wednesday night, busy edition of Sports Talk coming your way from downtown Columbia. Everybody's here. Everybody is fired up. We've got the NFL tomorrow night. We've got college games on Friday, high school games on Thursday and Friday. And, of course, a big college weekend coming up, not as big as last weekend, but still pretty good, highlighted by South Carolina, Mississippi State in terms of the action from teams here in South Carolina. And we'll be talking a lot about that. Clemson and Troy up at Death Valley. First home game for the Tigers in a while. We'll talk about that as well. Got people to hear from. But we're going to open up the lines here and hear from you at 800-956-7266. Give us a call. A couple of lines are open right now. If you want to join in on the program, share your thoughts about what's ahead, or anything else that's on your mind, 800-956-7266. Email talkback at sportstalksc.com and on Twitter at SportsTalkSC. That's how you can reach us. The website is sportstalksc.com, and on Facebook, like us there at Sports Talk Radio Network. So we look ahead to South Carolina and Mississippi State, and this is a very winnable game for South Carolina as I dive a little deeper into the makeup of Mississippi State, a team with a lot of young players. 18 players saw their first college game action against South Alabama. That was a game that Mississippi State was dominating, and they took their foot off the gas, their eye off the ball, and the Jaguars came back and won that game, stunned Mississippi State. You wonder about the percentages here. South Carolina's won 7 in a row in the series, but Mississippi State has won 4 in a row against teams from the SEC East, so something's going to give there. Gamecocks are getting some points. Started out kind of large. It's kind of shrunk to about, 6.5. So I don't know yet. I think a couple of weeks ago I would have thought South Carolina would not win this game. Now I'm starting to have some doubts about my doubts, and I may go the other way.
Well, my point is this. I probably, as you well know, I always look into intangibles. I think Will Muschamp and South Carolina's football team, especially South Carolina, went through a lot of those players, upperclassmen, went through hell last year, and they're trying to make up for it. I think they really like Orth as a leader, and I think they like McElwain when he comes in. Mississippi State has to adjust with looking around and seeing arguably their best offensive player in their history gone. And I think psychologically that's a detriment right now that Dan Mullen is trying to shake this team. Dak Prescott is not coming through that door. He may come through the door of Jerry's playpen on Sunday, but he's not coming through our door. And that's an adjustment period they have to make. They look good in the first half, but I'm not so certain they've settled on a quarterback yet. It'll be interesting to see who wins on that battle. And if South Carolina can do the one thing that their defense has not done in the last 3 years, and that's force a turnover or two.
Well, Mississippi State had no turnovers either way, did not force any, did not have any in the opener last weekend. K-Mac, what's your feel on the game?
Well, I mean, I thought South Carolina, after that first quarter against Vanderbilt, I mean, they got better as the game went along. And despite the fact that the defense was on the field so much, I thought they were getting worn down a little bit in the second half. They still, when they had to, they got the stops when they needed to. So I think if they can build on that win, I think they're confident now. They have some success. Those new guys tasted victory. They saw what it's like. And the way they won, they didn't fold shop after they were losing there in the first half down 10. I think South Carolina can go in there and win that game. They're going to get Mississippi State's best shot, but I do think they have an excellent opportunity to go in there and win that football game.
How crazy would it be for South Carolina to start 2-0 with 2 SEC road wins coming home to East Carolina, a game that they might be favored to win? And if they do, 3-0 going to Kentucky, that would really start to get some people fired up. The East Carolina game, by the way, is a sellout. USC announced that today. They do have tickets. Tickets are general public. The Georgia game tickets, they remain on sale exclusively for a Gamecock Club members. The Texas A&M ticket will cost you $90. That's the most expensive ticket on the docket. Tennessee's $80. You can get UMass for $35 and Western Carolina for $35. That's a relative bargain these days. All right, I'm going to get to the phones and squeeze in as many calls as we can here. We got the M&M boys coming up at the bottom of the hour. We've got some USC Clemson-related interviews coming your way at 7:30. Another edition of SC Wild here on Sports Talk. So get your hunting and fishing questions ready for Captain Billy Downer. So let's go to Scott in Pillion. Up first on the program tonight, couple lines are open, 800-956-7266. Who will follow Scott? But let's go to Scott in Pillion, which has never been the same, of course, since Mac.
Doing, Coy?
Great, man. How you doing?
It's been a long time, ain't it?
It has been. It has been. Good to hear from you again.
I want to ask you two questions.
Okay.
A boy from Barnwell, he's a defensive end for Barnwell, and he's number 86 for Barnwell. Boston, he's a senior this year, and I'm trying to find out where he's going to college ball, and I don't know where he's going yet. And my other question is, where is Sean Carson at? What I want to know.
Yeah. Don't know much about the Boston player you asked about. Have not heard his name mentioned very much in recruiting circles among the big schools. Now, he may be getting some recruiting attention from the lower level schools, so I can't tell you anything there. And Sean Carson.
Yes, sir.
After he finished up at USC, any idea where he took off to? Anybody know? Did he get a tryout anywhere?
Well, he got a tryout at Buffalo Bills, but I think they might have ended up cutting him or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not on a football roster that I'm aware of. Certainly not an NFL roster right now. So I don't know if he's going to try to catch on in one of the secondary leagues, or if he's moving on to just regular life.
Maybe he'll go back and give baseball a shot. You know, he was a hot shot baseball player.
Very good baseball
player. But it just shows you, and this is, I think about Brandon McElwain and, what's going to happen with him baseball-wise, because he obviously was a tremendous baseball talent. But, this day and age, especially with the level that USC's, I'm talking about the Gamecocks here now, just using them as an example. It could be Clemson or somebody else at that level. But the level of baseball, it's not like, they take average players off the football team and you just, they're going to get playing time on the baseball team. It's so difficult, especially when you have a nationally recognized baseball team like USC does. So when you're the quarterback of the football team, as McElwain is, having to spend so much time preparing for that year-round, and especially in the spring during about half the baseball season, how can you get your skills? Like I said, like we said before, there are very few Bo Jacksons out there who could tote the football and carry the lumber in baseball successfully. Those are few and far between. Sean Carson was an outstanding baseball player, never could help out the USC baseball team very much. I think it was Skeets Thomas was a very good baseball player and tried to play baseball.
But it can happen.
Couldn't
Jameis Winston did both. I mean, Jameis Winston, he wasn't a regular, but he contributed to the Florida State baseball team.
Occasional reliever.
Kyle Parker.
That's a good example of one who did it.
So it's not unheard of. It's very difficult at that position. I would agree, but it's not.
What do you?